welcome. I'm Monique. I'm with Happy Eats Healthy. Let me know if you can see me and if you can hear me, and if you're out there, just to make sure the camera's working and everything is going well. Super excited to be here with you today, and I want to thank Karen for inviting me and letting me be a part of this opportunity. Always excited to bring some fun family treats to the screen so you know how to make them. I'm going to check in over here online just to see who's with us. Oh, Karen is online with us. Hi. Making sure you can hear me okay. We're going to do, so as I said, I'm making a fun family treat, and let me tell you, oh, good, you got me. Awesome. I'm going to keep checking, put my glasses on and checking the screen. So today we're making a avocado pudding, a chocolate avocado pudding, and you may have made this before. It's been around, a little bit new. I didn't invent it, however, I'm going to elevate it a little bit. We're going to add a little bit of fun to it. We're going to add some frozen bananas to it, just to see if we can't get it a little more chilled and ice cream-like, and I think it's going to be super fun. If you've ever seen me do any of my cooking before, I do a lot of off the cuff. We are working out of our pantries, right? So a little bit of this is, okay, what do we have on the countertop? What's in the refrigerator? And working on recipes that not just work for the pantry, but are going to last beyond our quarantine as well. I know Karen has been talking to you a lot about inflammation this week and about sugar. I watched the video she did the other day. A super fun idea about actually measuring out how many spoons of sugar, how many grams of sugar are in the items you're eating. I think there's nothing that's more visual as seeing how much sugar is in those products. It's really shocking. So we're actually going to work with a sweetener today, but we're working with two different sweeteners. We're working with a banana, and we're working with a maple syrup. So I think that there's a misnomer when we say, you know, to really reduce sugar in your diet. We are talking about the white refined sugar. White refined sugar has been the minerals have been stripped out of it. In many cases, it's been bleached or caramel coloring, which is also really difficult for the body to process, has been added to it to make like a brown sugar. You know, if you think about it, a cane of sugar growing out in the wild, you know, that's nature, that's natural. You could take that sugar cane and you could gnaw on that or even grind it up. That's a natural sugar. But when we get into these more processed sugars, that's when we start to have a lot of these different problems with the body, because the body sees these things as foreign objects. It doesn't understand them as food, right? And so we're working with things that are just very, very natural. So we're starting out with an avocado, and I got really lucky. I think I got really lucky. We're going to open this up, but I think this might be just the perfect ripeness. We want an avocado that's soft, right? If it's a hard avocado, this is going to be difficult to blend. We're using a blender. I do have a bit of a fancy blender. This is a Blendtec blender. Now, trust me, I've made this in many of my clients' homes and done a lot of different cooking classes with a lot of different people. And you could do this at your house, even if you have a smaller, less powerful blender. What you might need to do is add some extra liquid. That's always like a good thing, and have more patience. You're going to need to probably stop and just scrape down the edges. I have this really handy twister jar, so I don't have to scrape down the edges. So I just want to put that disclaimer and just stop, scrape down the edges. It will come together, trust me. And I just want to recap for a second. I see we have a few extra people joining us. Stacy and Diana have joined us. Hello. We're making a banana chocolate avocado pudding, and we're starting with our avocado. Now, I talked to an emergency room tech one day, and they said one of two of the biggest injuries they get that come into the emergency room is actually from slicing open avocados and bagels. You know, if you think about it, it's you're slicing open this avocado, and there's a really easy chance to just sort of hit the edge of your hand. So I like to say, especially if your knives are not sharp, set the avocado onto a chopping board and just lightly slice through the outside of the avocado and just twist it. You're going to push that knife in until you feel the pit, and then just turn the avocado around it the way I just did. Give this a nice little twist, and look at this. Oh my God, I love this. You guys, this is so fun. That couldn't be a more perfect avocado. Like, I feel like I'm doing an avocado commercial. And you're right here with me. You're going to take that pit out. So you're going to take that knife and just tap it right into the pit so it stays, and give it a little spin. Here's where the other part where people tend to injure themselves most is trying to take this pit off. This is slippery, right? And so if you take that pit off, it's really easy to injure yourself there. Just do that. Just knock it on the side of the countertop or the edge of your sink or the edge of your chopping board. This is live, and so I apologize. Sometimes we have interruptions. You have to bear with me for 1 second. Hello. Hello. Go ahead. Thank you. I'm so funny that actually happened twice this week, so I apologize. But hey, live video. This is what happens. Oh, it didn't work. Hold on. Okay, let's hope that was the last interruption. I apologize for that. Take our avocado and you're just going to squeeze it in. You can take a spoon, just scoop it out. I've actually done a live video and the fire alarm has gone off before, so that can happen too. I mean, this is, you know, these are the days we're living in. What can I say? Now, if you are actually, I'm gonna back up for just a second. If you are working from home and you're working with a blender that isn't quite as powerful, you could also use a food processor if you have a food processor. So that's okay too. I would say don't put the whole avocado in at once. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Do ask questions. We start with a whole avocado. We're going to use 1/4 of a cup of cacao powder. Now, cacao powder is a little bit different than cocoa powder, and I'll even show you what my bag looks like. It's spelled a little bit differently too, so cacao powder, and this is the brand I buy, whatever brand is at the store, really. With this, the difference is this is raw cocoa powder. And raw cocoa powder actually is going to retain more nutrients in it, so there's the benefit there. We use cocoa powder. We've roasted the cacao beans, so you lose some of those nutrients. There's manganese and magnesium and all these great nutrients in here. So it cooks the same. It's 1 for 1. So just change that over, and that's another great way to just get some good nutrients in. That's about 1/4 of a cup that I'm going in there. I like to add a dash of cinnamon to my avocado pudding, so I just have a little cinnamon in here. Cinnamon's actually really great for helping us stabilize our blood sugar as well too, so you can do that. I have some homemade almond milk here. Now here's the key. When we blend this, we don't want this to be too thick. Too thin. You want it to be thick. So we don't want to toss, you know, all the almond milk in there. I usually say about 1/4 of a cup, but all of this depends on how big your avocado is, how strong your blender is. So we only add that as we need it. Now I'm going to add that special ingredient I talked about, which is my frozen banana. Okay, so you could take just a whole banana and you could just drop a whole banana in this. A little, the browner they are, the riper they are, and the more sugar they're going to have to them. I take bananas and I slice them and I freeze them like this. And the reason I do it this way is because now they're all individually frozen, all these little pieces. So you can take these and throw them in a baggie and they're ready to go when you want to just pull out a couple for your smoothie or just even to snack on. You could do that. Has anybody done banana ice cream before? Where you take frozen bananas and you just blend it and that becomes ice cream. It's really super fun. I will say I'm also doing live recipes over on my page at Happy Eats Healthy with Monique. You're welcome to join. That's free. I have a banana ice cream recipe over there too. Frozen bananas just make a simple ice cream. And again, you're not getting all of that sugar, all that white refined sugar that goes and dairy too, that goes in regular ice cream. So that's a really fun thing to do with kids. Now, with the frozen bananas, it's going to just take a few minutes for that to blend. Again, I've got that powerful blender. I'm going to start blending before we add the rest of our ingredients, and I'm going to tell you why. Oh, I am adding just a little pinch of Himalayan pink salt. Once again, Himalayan pink salt. has more nutrients to it, 86 nutrients to it, more than any other salt, even sea salts. Sea salts range from about 14 to 26 nutrients. So it's all about just getting the most nutrients that we can in our food. It's called nutrient-dense food. The blender's out. I'm going to turn on the blender, and I see a couple comments over there. So bear with me, and I'll take a look, and we'll get through the loud noise. Here we go. I know it's a bit loud. Now for you guys, you're going to be stopping and scraping just a little bit, and I want to show you what this looks like so far. Look at how blended I am so far. Can you see that? Yeah. So we've got the frozen bananas, and just go. You can go a regular banana too. I just thought we'd just have a little fun with this today. So sometimes I just like to do things off the cuff and see what happens. I've got a half an avocado in there right now. And then we have a little bit of that, pinch of that salt and a little bit of that cinnamon. Now, we're also going to add a little touch of vanilla in here. I like vanilla. You could do a little almond flour too, or almond extract. And I'm going to add a little bit of my almond milk. This is some homemade almond milk, and if you need to know that, I actually just did a video of this week too. Now remember, I don't want to add too much. I'm going to add a few tablespoons, just enough to get this blended. Because I don't want this to be too runny. Okay, here we go. We're going to blend again. The last thing I have is some little maple syrup to sweeten this, but I want to see how well that banana sweetened this. This is why I want to hold off a little bit. So let's blend again. Oh guys, it's looking so good. So when we talk about staying away from that white refined sugar and going to natural sugars, because anyone, and I kind of hinted away, right? I gave it a hint that I had some maple syrup. Any other ideas of what kind of sweetener you could use besides the maple syrup? Is there something else that you're thinking of that's maybe a more natural sweetener that would work? Think about that. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm gonna check in and see your thoughts too while you're chatting. Yeah, the Navitas is one of my favorites. One of my favorite brands. There's some other great ones out there too. But anybody have any ideas of what we could use for sweetener, for a natural sweetener? Look at how amazing. You guys see this? Look at how amazing. I don't even have to hold it because it's just so thick. That's that frozen banana, and then that's that that I pressed this far without going too much of that almond milk in there. Now's a good time to taste this. If you have a bigger family, do the whole avocado and do another banana. The banana, the cold banana against the chocolate is really good. I actually need just a touch more sweetness. And that's why we wait, because with the natural sugars, we're getting the natural sugar from that banana. The browner it is, the riper it is, the sweeter it is. And that's really giving us that natural sweetness and giving us fiber at the same time. So when we eat that sugar, our blood sugar doesn't spike as much because it has that fiber to slow it down while the body's processing it. But we're using a maple syrup today because it blends really nice and really easy in here. So I'm going to add a little touch of the maple syrup in there. Just for a little sweetness, I want to offset that cacao powder can be pretty bitter. If I didn't have maple syrup, did anybody have any ideas? Let me look. Yeah, did anyone have, I'm seeing maybe honey, right? Honey could be really great in here. You could also use dates. Dates are going to take a little longer to process and blend, so I might suggest soaking them in the almond milk first. Okay, bear with me for a second. I was watching I was watching a famous TV chef the other day, and he blended something, and it was very loud. And afterwards, he said, "This is why we almost never blend on TV because it's too loud." But I like to push the envelope, and I just think you guys are gonna really enjoy this. Oh my gosh, guys, I am so excited about this. It is just so nice and thick and creamy. Look at that. Look at how thick that is. Now, the benefit of doing the frozen banana too is that when you blend things like this, sometimes they can get a little warm and you need to set them in the refrigerator to chill half an hour for them to have their really best flavor. With this one, it's so cold already. It's literally ready to eat right now. I have to have a bite. Oh, you guys, you're gonna love this. This is so good. And I think the kids will love it too. You'll have fun. Let them help you make this, right? And the last thing I would do, remember, sweeten it to your flavor. If you need more sweetener than what it looked like I put in, oh my gosh, go and put a little sweetener. Just make sure it's the natural sweeteners. I like to top mine. I have a little toasted nuts, so you get a little protein going with this too. I just have some little toasted almonds in here, slivered almonds, and then a little toasted pumpkin or paprika seed. So you're getting some protein, you're getting a little more fiber, and you're also getting some zinc with those as well too, which we could all use these days. How easy was that, right? So there's no reason to think that you can't have treats when you're trying to be healthier, and especially these days when we're all at the house, somehow it just triggers at least my brain that I should be having a little more treats or having a little dessert or treating myself a little bit better. So you can do that, but do it naturally and do it still in a healthy manner. Before I go, and again, I'm Monique with Happy Eats Healthy. Feel free to join us for more recipes over at my Facebook on Happy Eats Healthy with Monique. I want to thank Karen for having us here. She's giving us some really great advice. I've been really enjoying the morning coffees with you, Karen, so thank you for that. And any questions before I sign up? I just want to make sure if there's any questions about sugar or inflammation. I didn't really talk too much about inflammation today, but I'll be back again and we'll keep this series going. But any questions about the pudding? I can't think of the name of it. Oh yeah, and then agave and stevia. So yeah, you could definitely use the stevia or stevia to flavor this as well with a little sweetener. Agave is another option as well too. There's one little tiny thing I say with agave. If it is not 100% real agave, be careful with it because it can really raise, it's really high on the glycemic index. So I tend to shy a little bit away from agave because I think it's really hard to find the true 100% agave. I think the honey of the stevia gives you some much better options to go with. So just a little side note. Well, guys, I'm really excited to be here with you. We're going to do a few more recipes as the weeks go on. I'll tell you a little bit more about myself as these weeks go on as we do recipes. But in the meantime, if you have questions, if you have ideas that you need answered, if you have recipes you want to see us do on this page, don't hesitate to just jot them down in the Facebook group so we can get a good we can answer them and have a nice conversation going back and forth. I think that's it. Good. Well, guys, it's Friday. Enjoy tonight. Try making some banana chocolate avocado pudding. And honestly, see how creative you can get with it. I would even throw in a scoop of peanut butter in here or almond butter because I think that'd be really fun too. And get creative and let me know how it went for you. Excuse me, and how your family liked it. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you.